host communities in Nigeria's oil-producing and gas communities, the umbrella body of all the host communities producing oil and gas, have been speaking to the media to address the issues of deprivations as producers of oil and gas. They dissociated themselves from the position of one Mike Emuh's acceptance of 2.5% derivation in the PIB and reiterated their demand for 10% equity in oil and gas production in their communities. Arise News, Amaka here, was at the event.
The national chairman of HOSTCOM says they have been deprived from benefiting from the natural resources in their God-given land with no support from any quarters.
As members of host communities of Nigeria producing oil and gas, have been denied outrightly, despite the interventions that have been provided by the federal government to ameliorate the sufferings and the pains of oil-bearing communities were denied totally. Host community at the present public hearing at the National Assembly, precisely House of Reps. We have been on this course, not provided any fund from any quarter, but from our pockets. We have been producing oil and gas, have been denied outrightly.
Who have you consulted with for you to come up with 2.5? You just sit down in your office, and because you are nobody, it doesn't function that way. The truth is, he who has provided land in an investment has provided a factor of the investment.
He used the opportunity to make their position clear that Mike Emuh does not represent their interest.
Mike Emuh was a member with the position of PRO from Delta States under the national chairman, late Chief Alfred Bubo of blessed memory, from 2010, where we are all together. But was expelled because of his criminal activities and dragging the name of HOSTCOM to the mud. Mike Emuh is not monarch, never a traditional ruler, nor a chief in any community in Niger Delta region. Let alone be a monarch, but a habitual and perpetual swindler, occasioned with nefarious conducts that have criminal records available at hands on demand.
While acknowledging their agreement for peace and unity, they make the following demands, including clarifying the use of the term settler.
That the position of HOSTCOM and the gas producing states and host communities in Nigeria, that our demand for 10% equity shareholding is sacrosanct and not in contest, as agreed by all parties and contained in our submission, which includes the amending of the bill in the various sections that has to do with the issue of vesting of petroleum and ownership, the issue of settlers to be amended to operating companies.
So all producing states, look at Zamfara. Let's not lose sight. What they discovered was gold. Gold is natural resources. You are an investor. Just like I invited you to this place, you now want to turn to landlord. An investor wants to become a settler. He doesn't want to answer his name again as investor. Tomorrow now, he starts dragging with you, I am a co-landlord. We don't want to hear that name. We didn't go to school, but at least we know that there's a difference between settler and settler. We don't want to hear, we don't want to ever have anything to do with the word settler. You are an operator, an investor. Come in as an operating company. All we need from you now is equity participation. No more, no less.
Amaka Okoye, Arise News.
Okay, for more on this, we have now been joined by the national chairman of HOSTCOM, Benjamin Style TAMARANEBI, thanks and welcome to Newsnight. Now, let me start first that some very national figures from the Niger Delta, like Atedo, Peter Side, and others, were highly disappointed in your representation at the National Assembly, at the House of Representatives, where, you know, you folks exchange fisticuffs. You want to tell Nigerians and the world what really transpired, very briefly.
Thank you very much. I never have an intention or never planned to have any physical battle with anybody. That is not my nature. As a title chief in main kilo, I wouldn't have even done that. Talk less of having exchanged any blow or whatever. But it was a calculated attempt to disgrace me in that forum.
And you just descended so low like that?
I'm not descended so low. I was called upon to make the presentation of HOSTCOM, which I have been doing. Even the Senate I did. And in the process I was going out, I never knew that they have planned to attack me. As a traditional man, I was putting up my traditional tire wrapper. He was targeting me to naked me in the public. So when I walked across him, he was in my front, 2 seats before me. So I was walking across, they have targeted themselves at the front to naked me. So he was trying to put me off.
So you people had some personal issues that you brought, you know, to the public glare. Don't worry, we'll talk more about the core issues. We want to take some messages when we return. We still have Dr. Benjamin Style, TAMARANEBI with us. Stay with us as we take some messages. You're welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Amaka?
Yeah, you're watching Newsnight coming out from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Amaka Okoye.
I am Christian Ogodo.
All right, we still have Dr. Benjamin TAMARANEBI here to respond to some of the questions. Let's move away from the fiscal exchange and ask what is the bone of contention? On the other hand, Emuh is saying he's okay, so to say, with 2.5, but you're still insisting on 10% equity. Why is that so?
Well, I've already made it clear during my presentation. 2.5% operating cost is a gift. And whoever is giving us something is just a gift. It never included you into his own planning. He may give it today, he may decide to give it tomorrow. And we don't want to be receiving ends. We want to be a partaker as oil producing communities.
So you're asking for more engagement and involvement.
That's the 10% equity stake.
Equity.
Not money to be given to you to just share and you know.
That's exactly what we have to.
So are there extraneous forces, you know, that HOSTCOM has come to observe that are not making this bill see the light of the day? 20 years struggle for the bill.
I'm agreeing with you on that point, because with the experience of what my attack on that floor, we presented that same bill, the same manner at the Senate. There was no rancor. Nobody attacked me. But coming to House of Reps, there was a calculated attempt. There was a syndicate. They are not
members of HOSTCOM.
They are not members of registered HOSTCOM. They are claiming HOSTCOM.
Yeah.
There's a difference between HOSTCOM and HOSTCOM. If you have said you are HOSTCOM, you have to trace your roots. This Emuh, in 2015, has been dismissed due to criminal activities. Pipeline surveillance, which is claiming that Mr. President has given to him. Over 10,000 youths in the region, whom he has collected up to 100,000 plus, capping, roping, 10,000 to 15,000 naira. You could just imagine how it's swindling the non-suspecting populace in the region.
But one would have expected that you resolve these issues back at home, before coming into the public space, so to say. Because hearing you, it looks like there are issues before what transpired on the said day.
These matters have already been resolved. The same I came in, I've signed peace accord with the TROPCON, which we consider them as the mother body, traditional rulers of 9 oil-producing states. Peace accord have been signed, which it declined, and appealed the same judgment to the Oba of Benin, which will see it at the Supreme Traditional Courts. And rights is that the Oba's Benin's court. The matter was decided in our favor, because when he claimed that 2015 he came up with this HOSTCOM, and HOSTCOM just started 2015 August, but HOSTCOM has been on ground since 2002 up to date. When was it?
So there is a parallel host communities, and there is, been this, big bat between the two organizations, and that's why you're not presenting a coherent front. So the problem of the Niger Delta is even within its people, leaders like you.
And not really like me. I need peace in the region, and that was why I was elected. He can't jump from anywhere to become a leader. Today you had GM here, and you pass stages before you become the GM. You can't just walk in here and I'm the GM of this place. Will you be accepted by all, or by everybody, all the staffs here? You won't be accepted. There's a procedure. So he cannot just become a national chairman and whom he is claiming to be. We passed through the stages.
Do you think the oil companies are acting in any extraneous manner, to disorganize, to make the Niger Delta not present a united front?
It could be possible. It could be possible.
What do you know?
Well, we have for the past years, this has been, they came up with what? 10% in the oil time. Then in the 8th assembly, it had been reduced to 5%. Yeah. And this 9th assembly, it had reduced to 2.5. What is the rationale of quoting 50-50%? If this bill is not passed this time around, but maybe in the 10th assembly, there will going to be nothing left for HOSTCOM.
And if it's not passed this time around, what happens?
We want stability in the oil and gas sector, and let host communities become a partaker, shareholder. If they are giving us 1 naira, that 1 naira should be not as a gift, but as a contributing, because we use our land as collateral to be part and parcel of it. And that is what we stand for.
Okay, those are very clear, submissions. Dr. Benjamin Style TAMARANEBI is the national president of HOSTCOM. Thanks for joining us on Newsnight, and we just look forward that you and your members would be able to represent the Niger Delta very copiously in, alleviating their problems there. Thank you very much.